Everyone, this is Chitra, and I'm from Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering, and I'm studying in CSE 6th Sem Chanakya section. And today I'm gonna tell you about display list and modeling in CGV. Now, first of all, let us know what is display list in CGV. A display list is a series of graphics commands that define an output image. The image is created by executing the commands to combine various primitives. Now, first of all, what is the advantage of using display list? Display lists, especially are macro recorders players. When compiling a display list, the OpenGL implementation record all the commands sent to it into one single object. Unfortunately, display lists are a bit cumbersome to work with. For example, a display list will store data passed to texture object, but they won't store geometry data drawn through vertex arrays. Any performance gains obtained through display lists are due to possibility of batching up a lot of immediate mode calls, as a vertex array allows. With the vertex buffer, this was about around 2000. The only remaining use of display list was to encapsulate OpenGL state settings, which was useful as setting keeping book of the state for the fixed function pipeline was quite tedious. Ever since OpenGL of fully shader based much of the fixed function state because absolute as well. Today, what you have done by calling a gazillion of OpenGL state calls is replaced by the simply selecting the right shader program for the task at hand. OpenGL display list. Display list is a group of OpenGL commands that have been stored for later execution. Once a display list is created, all the vertex and pixel data, all the vertex and pixel data are evaluated and copied into the display list memory on the server machine. It is only one time process. After the display list has been prepared, you can reuse it repeatedly without re-evaluating and retransmitting data over and over again. To draw each frame, display list is one of the fastest methods to draw static data because vertex data and OpenGL commands are cached in the display list and minimize data transmissions from the client to the server side. It means that it reduces CPU cycles to perform the actual data transfer. Another important capability of display list is that display list can be shared with many clients since it is server state for optimal performance, but matrix transforms, lighting, and material calculation inside display list is possible. So OpenGL process these expensive computations only once while display list is created and stores the last result into the display. However, display list has disadvantage. Once a display list is compiled, it cannot be modified later. If you need frequent changes or dynamic data set, use vertex array or vertex buffer object. Instead, vertex buffer object can handle both static and dynamic data set. Related commands cannot be placed in display list. For example, GL flush, GL finish, GL render mode, GL enable client state, GL vertex pointer, etc. And any command that returns a value cannot be stored in display list either, because the value should be returned to client sign out. That not all OpenGL commands can be stored into the display list, since display list is a part of server state. Any client state DE that is not in display list, for example GL build and etc. These commands are called in a display list. They are executed immediately. Now implement it. Using display list is quite simple. First thing to do is creating one or more of a new display list objects with GLGEN list. The parameter is the number of lists to create. Then it returns the index of the beginning of contiguous display list blocks. For instance, GL gen JSTS returns I and the number of display lists you requested was 3. Then index 1, 2 and 3 are available to you. If OpenGL failed to create new display list, it returns 0. The display list can be deleted by GL delete list if they are not used anymore. Second, you to store OpenGL commands into the display list in between GL new list and GL end list block prior to rendering. Now here is the program. Note that only OpenGL commands between GL new list and GL end list will recorded into a display list once and cached multiple times whenever it is called by GL call list. In order to execute multiple display lists with GL call list, you need extra work to do. You need an array to store in indexes of display lists that are only to be rendered. In other words, you can select and render only limited number of display lists from whole list GL call list. GL call list requires 3 parameters: the number of lists to draw, data type of index, array, and pointer to the array. Thank you.